once you say more impact,
say that Dragon Ball is badly written.
Ennies lobby, it basically does.
When we started off with Goku, we obviously knew he was different. Like,
We saw on Twitter a controversial topic that Ennies lobby had more depth, more impact, more emotional, and better written than the entire Dragon Ball series. How do y'all feel about that?
I'm Team Dragon Ball. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm also
Once you
Team
say
Dragon
more
Ball.
impact, like it's Dragon Ball Z, one of the most impactful shows of all of anime. And Ennis Lobby was extremely good, but like impact. You know what you say? Impact, depth, and storytelling, writing ability. Yeah, Ennis Lobby is up there. I want to live. I do too. But you're not more impactful than the Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball series.
The Dragon Ball series, thank you, that brought so many of us fans, including some of us here, to anime in general.
Does that count GT?
You can
Don't
count
matter.
GT. Some people
I don't
still
think
like it.
so.
Some people still like it, even if it's not canon. It's still impactful.
I don't think adding more is making our argument any weaker. So we
No, I
take
would-
it
I
away.
would-
People still, even if GT as a whole, nobody really liked it. People still talk about Super Saiyan 4, regardless.
That's
They
true.
Still say
That's
it's
true.
cool.
When I think of
Nope.
impact, are they saying impact to the impact is like from like how we were talking about what's it called? Like how it impacted everybody in the world,
Impact the
period, like
story
real
of
life,
people.
or are we talking about impact on the story?
I think
Like
you
the
can
stories
define it
are
both
great.
ways, to be
I
honest.
think-
Either or.
I think you can't use on the world itself because we're using 3 different series, which each one had impact to the next series.
That's a good
So
point.
if
that makes sense.
Goku doesn't meet Roshi,
That changes
we-
everything.
we
you're
don't-
right.
everybody
wow.
doesn't get Super Saiyan.
There's
So
no
yeah, I think
Kamehameha,
it would
actually.
cheat.
You're right.
I don't even think we should really follow impact unless we're just saying like I use impact on like outside of the series as a whole.
Okay.
Using it within the series, I think both have valid arguments. It's just Dragon Ball Z. You're talking too much stuff with Dragon Ball Z, and I love it in this lobby.
Yeah, I understand. And it's the only reason why I pick Ennis lobby is because people say that Dragon Ball is badly written. I love Dragon Ball as well, but they say Dragon Ball is badly written. I think Ennis lobby has everything in it that pretty much Dragon Ball has as well. I feel like we get the emotional, like they said, the emotional attachments to Robin. The like I said, the big moment, want to live, the burning of the flag. We get to see the fight between the build up into the fight between Luffy and Rob was a lot. We get to see the boat sailing across the seas alone to come save them and all that. I feel like it's a lot of stuff in this lobby. It's why people are saying that it's better than the entire Dragon Ball series, because people say that it's badly written. But yeah, I feel like in this lobby, because of the way that people talk about Dragon Ball, it's writing, and people saying all they do is scream for 10 episodes, which is why I feel like people pick in this lobby over Dragon Ball, the entire series of Dragon Ball.
You a little quiet over there, Khalil. You thinking the same thing?
Well, yeah, you know, but I mean, I also will have to go with Ennis Lobby, obviously, but it's only because we all know Dragon Ball Z has like a huge impact on all the anime, et cetera, et cetera. It inspired generations and more to come. It's just that had it been just Dragon Ball, I'd be on your side, but Dragon Ball Z kind of dilutes what Dragon Ball did. Dragon Ball was just full of adventure. Dragon Ball Z is waiting for the next opponent that Goku can beat. And Dragon Ball Z really doesn't get a story, like a story until maybe the Cell Saga, because they tried it with the Saiyans on Namek. It was all right, but
That was a story. Don't do that.
you know, it's like
Yeah, I was
they
about to
once
say,
they introduced
there's
time
some
travel.
depth to that, but I'll let you finish.
I mean, it's a bit of depth, but you know, they didn't really try to make a storyline until the androids came about. Then they brought Trunks in and all that stuff, introduced time travel, and that was pretty cool. But I still think Ennies lobby, it basically does all of what Dragon Ball did in the course of just one arc. Meanwhile, in Dragon Ball Z, you introduced maybe 5 characters to add to an already established cast. Meanwhile, in his lobby, you see the one hats, they already started building up their numbers, and then by the end of it, they end up being a threat to the government, and then that changes the course of what they're going to be dealing with for the rest of the series. So now not only do you have to worry about the government being on their asses, now you have to worry about rival crews being on your asses too.
I see your point. It's just I feel like that just hits one specific part.
And I was gonna agree with you on that too, Mike. Like, I feel like the story, Dragon Ball still has a lot of depth, and the reason I'm gonna say that is because when we started off with Goku, we obviously knew he was different. Like, Bulma pulled up on him, shot him with a bullet. The kid didn't die. We were like, okay, that's not normal. Why is this kid able to take bullets at, like, he was like 5 or whatever? Time goes on, we eventually see, oh, the tail thing, he turns into this big giant ape whenever the moon is out, like some, relation to werewolves. Okay, he's obviously different. Time goes on, he trains, he meets Yamcha, he meets, Krillin, he trains up. Time goes on, and they even meet Tien, who's like a rival of the same, different school to Master Roshi. So now there's more characters kind of being brought into the story, especially when we get to Demon King Piccolo, because then that was our first little wave of getting into the Namekians, which does tie back into Dragon Ball Z, because then we learn, okay, this Namekian came from a whole different place. He was kicked off because he was evil, but it was also because he was split up into two. He had a good side and a bad side. The bad side kind of took over. And then we get to Dragon Ball Z 2. We also learn, oh, Goku came from this other planet, and he has a whole brother that originally was here, sent to Earth because he had a whole mission, which ties back to why that mission was never completed, because he was dropped on his head, funny enough. Which I also think is the reason why some people didn't really like Dragon Balls, because originally Dragon Ball was meant to be more focused on martial arts and it was a comedy aspect. But once we got further into the fighting, in order to scale Goku to more opponents, we had to kind of outsource further beyond just Earth. Because once Goku is strong enough to beat Demon King Piccolo on Earth, nobody's challenging him. He's a Saiyan. He's already cheating at that point. So they have to scale it further, which is why, okay, he meets Nappa and Vegeta. All right, they escape somewhere. They find that they're going to Planet Namek. It continues. Like, the depth gets further along as the story goes. Now, better written, sure. I will agree the story is not that great, but there is depth to the characters.
But we got Sniper King. What you mean?
Stop it. He lies.
We got
He lies about everything. That's his story.
And we got the greatest human ever.
Say it.
Sniper King beating Krillin.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, right.
Destructo
All I'm
Krillin got
saying
headbutted
is-
by a robotic bee. Cut it out.
I think both sides are making some pretty decent arguments. I do think y'all would take the emotional and better written.
Can I also cover that part?
Y'all taking emotional. Y'all might take. I mean, y'all definitely taking written. But depth, I think is Future Trunks is up there. Y'all, I think depth. We could go back and forth on that one all day, because we have a full series to go off of. Y'all are using one specific arc. We can pull depth from multiple parts of Dragon Ball. And definitely Impact, I'm sorry. More people know about Dragon Ball Z across the entire world. There's people got Jesus and Goku hanging up in their house on their wall.
You're not lying.
We're not playing with you. Like, yeah, that's inspiration, that's impact. So, but I think y'all should let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Who do y'all have winning this one? Ennies Lobby, or Dragon Ball the series, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball the series as a whole? We'll argue with you in the comment section down below. Catch you in the next one. Peace.